Welcome to an episode of Words Are Bullshit. My name is Sean Foley.
I'm David Scott.
The only podcast out there that's unscripted and raw.
You mean wrong?
Wrong? Did I say it wrong?
Yes, you might have said it wrong.
Okay.
So, Sean, I believe we both saw a movie recently that we both really enjoyed. Separately, we didn't watch it together.
Wait, Oh, yes, that's right. We both saw, that
Catching Fire.
Unicorn movie. I never saw Catching Fire, actually. This is awkward.
I don't think I watched any unicorn movies.
Wow. Man, it's like you can't believe words or something.
But you know what we did watch? We watched Frozen.
It was good. I saw it with my niece and nephew and my mom. It was good.
I honestly can't remember who I watched it with.
Scott.
Did I watch that with Scott?
Yeah, because how else would Scott have seen it?
He didn't go with you?
No. It would be awkward to have a...
No, that's right. Me and Scott watched it on Black Friday.
Wow, it's like it wasn't as special to you as it was to him.
It wasn't.
Wow. Thank God he doesn't listen to these podcasts.
Yeah.
From the next room.
I guess it would have been more special if it hadn't been for Wreck-It Ralph.
You like Wreck-It Ralph better?
No, it's not so much that I like it better, which I think I might like it better, but the important thing is previously Disney was kind of on a roll of absolute shit, and now they're kind of on a roll of good movies.
Really? It started before Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, Tangled was pretty good.
Tangled was, and then they had Winnie the Pooh after that.
And I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Wow. But, then they did, this movie?
The trailers looked good, though.
Yeah?
It
looked like traditional Winnie the Pooh.
It did. Which, I just didn't think Disney had it in them for that.
Well, I mean, they proved with Princess and the Frog that if they want to, they can still make the 2D animated movies that we like. It's just they just don't want to.
I don't know. I kind of thought the Princess and the Frog was a little boring.
It was a little weak, but you had the amazing voice acting of Keith David, a man who almost made me join the Navy with his sweet voice alone.
Well, what does that have to do with joining the Navy?
Because he's the same guy who does the voiceovers for the Navy ads.
Is he?
The Navy, it's awesome.
You can't hear that Goliath in his voice, or
No, not really.
the dude from Pitch Black.
No.
No.
Wait, not that's not the dude from Pitch Black.
No, he played the black guy. I'm talking about, like, the dude who was Riddick. So, in Chronicles of Riddick, the guy who died?
Yeah.
That's him.
That was a lot of people.
The black guy that died.
There's still a lot of
Afghan
people.
garb, almost.
You're really not narrowing this down a lot.
Maybe he wasn't in it. I don't know at this point.
Anyway, so, what did you like about Tangled?
Tangled. You mean Frozen? So that we're talking about Frozen. Oh, Tangled. I loved the part where they braided her hair.
I meant to ask about Frozen.
No. We're talking about Tangled now.
I'm going to pretend like that. I'll be honest, I have not seen Tangled all the way through.
Oh, you are missing out, sir. Well, it wasn't... Okay, so apparently it had music or singing in it, and it was amazingly good, according to my friend at work, but I don't remember any of the songs.
The only thing I remember are the songs.
Really? This is awkward.
Yeah.
I only remember the plot.
Like the bar song where they've got the criminals singing in the bar about why they're criminals. That was hilarious.
I've forgotten a lot about that movie, actually, then. I forgot about that point.
Did you see Tangled?
Yes, I did. Did you?
I did.
Just not all the way through, because the music wasn't good enough.
It was an okay movie, I'll be honest. It never really grabbed me. Like,
I would say Tangled was better than Brave.
I would say a lot of things are better than Brave.
You shut your filthy mouth.
Why?
Because she's present in this room.
Why do you still have that?
Because Princess Merida's cute. And it was free.
She is a redhead.
Yeah. A little fiery orange, but...
I am a big fan of those.
Yeah. Now the world knows.
I
They will not let you get close to them now.
Brave might be one of the most boring things I've ever seen. And that came from Pixar, so I don't know how to feel about
No,
it.
it did not come from. Oh wait, no, it came from Disney Pixar. You are right. I
Yeah.
can't argue something that's in my room that has the logo.
So I don't know how to feel about that anymore, because I used to think almost everything Pixar touched was just ingenious, but then they made Brave.
I think the director change really was the reason why it went downhill. They had this one woman directing, and she was going to be the first woman to direct a Pixar movie, if not a Disney movie altogether. And then they got rid of her. And I think they also got rid of the Scottish woman. No, wait, no, the woman is Scottish. She plays Brave or Merida. So I don't know. Might be the director change. I don't know. So, anyways, Frozen though.
It was a fascinating film. I really liked a lot of the twists in it. Are we doing spoilers here?
Not major spoilers.
So we can't talk about the end then.
We can talk about how the prince in this movie is almost as good as my favorite Disney prince, Scar.
Scar is your favorite Disney prince.
Yeah, Scar from The Lion King is my favorite.
He was
Disney
not
prince.
a prince.
If Mufasa's a king, what does that make his brother?
No, it's not how that works.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
No.
You know what? You're right. He's my favorite Disney king then.
That's better. That's much
Okay.
better. But spoiler warning, we will be talking spoilers about Frozen next week,
Definitely.
because I want to talk about some of the plot points in there that are pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Tangenting away from the movie a little bit, this is actually the first of our podcasts. It's actually going to be on our brand new website.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We are doing that. That is a thing.
So everything around this is, if as long as it's not on YouTube, is on our amazing, you can assume, website. And we can assume because we haven't seen it yet
Yeah,
or made it.
that's
This is what
true.
you call content.
You know
for
what
a website.
we're probably going to have to get rid of is the composition notebook image.
Yeah.
I like it, but that's probably copyright infringement somewhere.
You know, as long as you don't admit it publicly on the podcast, it's copyright infringement. I think it goes for parody. But once you mention that it's copyright infringement, then it just becomes copyright infringement.
No, if it's parody, nothing can make it not parody.
Okay. I can believe you. You're my moral compass and my possibly my lawyer.
That's, that is a good life choice on your part.
It is. It really is.
But no, I'm really excited to be able to having this website done. I like the idea. I'm glad we have the domain.
Oh, definitely. And we picked a pretty good place to put it. And yeah, can't wait until it's done. Which is weird to say this because this is our future and our past at the same time.
Hmm?
Yeah. I already said it, but it's happening, not yet.
Oh, I'm reading an interesting book now. I am reading the autobiography of Mark Twain.
Really?
Yes.
Is it what question? So is it written by Mark Twain, or is it written by Samuel Clemens?
It's written by Samuel Clemens.
Okay.
And it is full of lies.
So wait, so it's Samuel Clemens' biography about Mark Twain, but because of the same person, then it becomes their autobiography? Is that how that works?
They're the same. Yeah, that's pretty much how that works.
Okay.
But he was a big believer in lying.
Really?
Yes, he absolutely believed.
Wait,
that-
a writer that believed that it is important to lie to people?
I know it's difficult to comprehend.
That is insane.
No.
You might be insane.
He truly believed that everything he wrote was autobiographical.
Really?
Yes.
So he really called that slave that name? That's mean.
What name?
I can't say that name.
What's wrong with Jim? Jim's a perfectly fine name.
It is a perfectly fine name, as long as you don't add anything in front of the name Jim.
What else was he called?
I don't know! What was he called in that book?
I don't remember. He was always just
They
Jim.
might have used the N-word a few times. It came from a child, though, so is that still wrong?
The N-word?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of words that start with N that aren't...
Nancy? You can call him Nancy.
He did not call him Nancy.
Moving along. So it's really good, you say. That's good.
No, actually, right back on topic.
Nancy?
No. Things we can't say publicly.
Oh, wow. That's right.
This, the interesting thing about Samuel Clemens' autobiography is that he deliberately had it delayed so that it could not be published within 100 years of his death.
What?
Yeah.
You shut your mouth. Really?
It was only just published a couple of years ago.
So this is his latest book?
Yeah.
He still has latest books coming out?
He does. More than 100 years after he's dead. Now,
What publisher would agree to that? Because they're like,
he did this specifically because he wanted to be completely honest. He said, when I'm hanging out with my friends, we say things that would get us ostracized from society. I want to be able to talk about the things that I talk about honestly with the people I'm closest with, without any repercussions. I want to be dead and gone before people hear me say the things that would just, turn society on its head.
you know what one of the perks of publishing a book so long after you're dead is, right?
What's that?
I can download it for free. It's in the public domain.
No, because it was only just published.
But it's at least 70 years after his death,
Oh,
though.
no. That's not how copyright works. It's 70 years after it was published.
And the person dies?
Copyright is from the moment it was published.
Okay. So, he owns a copyright to a book that just published. He's like a time traveler, not
He
really.
is like a time traveler.
Hmm.
But this is the cool thing. I mean,
No, it's already pretty cool.
yeah. No. So, well, I mean, I'm only just starting it. I'm curious what things he was afraid to say, because this is the man who set a slave free at the Deep South.
Yeah?
That was a big controversial thing at the time.
It was. I mean, this man created a career of lying, though. I mean, because he became Mark Twain.
Really, that is one of the cool things about him. Is his entire career was based on telling lies. He wanted his autobiography to be full of lies.
Wow. Because you can't ask him, was that true?
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, of course I fought a bull.
he wanted it to be full of lies, out of order, and he wanted it to be. Oh, the description's pretty brilliant.
Wow. So what's the name of this Samuel Clemens?
The autobiography of Mark Twain.
Okay.
I would never have guessed, right?
No. I mean, I thought it'd be about Samuel Clemens.
No.
But, when it's about a fake person, you can just make stuff up.
No,
It's
but
easier.
he talked a lot about his desire to make an autobiography. This apparently took him a long time to get around to doing, because he didn't know how to do it right.
Yeah.
It took him a long time before he decided you can possibly write it out of order. You really just have to start in the middle or wherever you happen to feel like starting, and then talk about whatever interests you until it begins to look like it might bore you, and then move on to whatever else.
Are you sure that this book didn't come out this late? Possibly because he was afraid of critics?
No, that is true.
Because he was probably like, you can't say anything bad about it because it'd be too soon.
Yeah. Too soon.
Just too
100
soon.
years.
He just made a book.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Too soon. Because that's how critics work.
Yeah, no, they're very nice people who care about people, the feelings of the dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Although, honestly, that really... Everyone who didn't like Mark Twain anymore, long dead.
Yeah, no, you're only allowed to like him now.
Yeah.
If your school, lets you have his books.
I'm actually a... What?
Well, some schools believe that there are certain things about, like, Mark Twain, or Huckleberry Finn, or
That's
Tom Sawyer.
right. It's
they'll be
still banned in some places.
books. In some places, yeah. So, but if your school is nice... It'd be funny if they have the autobiography of him, but it doesn't actually have the book.
It's always fascinating to me going down the list of books that are banned places.
Yeah,
Can we pull up a list of banned books right now?
we could, but these listeners don't have time for that.
Well, we can
That's
do
why we
it.
need a fact sheet.
We can do it while we're talking. And I told you to create a fact sheet. I was like, Sean, If you don't have it, you'll regret it. You've had it every time before.
That is true, but every time we have it, we always make fun of the fact sheet.
We make fun of it because it's funny.
Yeah.
What month is Banned Books Month? That's always my favorite month.
I have no idea because I don't believe in banned books.
I don't either.
I mean, I'm sure they exist.
That's why I love Banned Books Month. It's you celebrate reading things that you're not supposed to.
Is this what I'm looking for?
These are all banned books.
Oh yeah, I forget the Harry Potter books are technically banned from some schools.
Yeah. What? The Hunger Games is banned?
I don't think there's a real banned book list. A list of books banned by government? Is that maybe it?
That's a banned book list. There's a lot of different types of bans.
What? Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Okay, so the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland from 1865 was banned because it used to be. Oh, okay. It used to be banned in Hunan. Is that how you say that? Hunan, China. Because it portrayed
Anthropomorphized.
Words are bullshit, dude. Animals acting on the same level of complexity as human beings.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That is horrible. They could never handle Thundercats in China.
I don't think they could. Frankenstein. That's interesting. But wait. Banned in apartheid South Africa, 1955, for containing obscene or indecent material. What would that be in Frankenstein?
Digging up bodies and stitching them together as you play God.
Actually, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you do that, you end up going down the path of... What's the name of that famous serial killer?
Jack the Ripper?
No. The guy who Silence of the Lambs,
Oh.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Psycho were based on.
I only saw... actually, I never saw any of those movies.
Any of them.
I saw, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. Red Dragon, and Hannibal. Yeah, no.
It was Ed Gein. That's who it was.
Ed Gein. Okay.
The Satanic Verses, blah, blah, blah,
Well, of course
blah.
the Satanic Verses were banned. Although, somewhere they're trying to make a satanic display, like, at a church. Because they had the Ten Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, you can build your own display, It's, that made it legal. And so now they're trying to, like, make... I don't know, it's a whole thing.
I have so little concern for this. It's beyond measurement.
That's a funny name that, I
Holy,
can't say.
holy cow.
Can we even say the name of this book?
Yes, we can. White Niggers of America.
From 1970, written by Pierre
Valieres. Written about Quebec politics and society. Was written while an author was in jail. I wonder what he was in jail for.
Using the term white niggers, apparently.
Yeah.
That is a horrible thing to call you. So is it about, like, white sympathizers?
I honestly have no idea. It doesn't give us any information about the book.
No. It's about Quebec politics, so it's about Canada. Huh.
Oh, this is interesting. Check out Watershed. Self-banned by the publisher.
What?
Yeah. The publisher published it and said, wow, that was a mistake. Let's not do this anymore.
Wow. I've banned so many books then. I'm like, you know what? This is some bad fiction. This is just bad. I feel
Let's not
bad
do this
writing.
anymore.
No. I've rage quit preemptively books. Then, Uncle Tom's Cabin, that makes sense.
Yeah. What was the Ulysses banned for?
Banned in the UK. Challenged and temporarily banned in the USA for its sexual content. In 1933, the ban was overturned by US v. one book called Ulysses. What? That's what they called it? Banned in Australia, then restricted. Doesn't actually say, really. I guess sexual content.
Content.
I guess it was a very sexy story. It's about Ulysses S. Grant, right?
No.
Who's it about?
Ulysses. You'll find out about this in college.
You're a jerk. Okay. So anyways, what were we looking at the banned book list for?
We were just looking at banned books.
Okay.
I forget which in particular one we went there for.
I don't know. No idea.
Why'd you put it down? That was such an awesome list.
Oh, I'm sorry. They can just go to Wikipedia.
The Jungle was banned? I remember reading that in high school.
Yeah, no, I remember reading about The Jungle. I don't think we actually read The Jungle. My teachers weren't that good. The Jungle was banned, of course, in 1956. In East Germany for its incompatibility with communism.
I guess this is a worldwide ban list. It would have to be.
This is a bad list. Is Harry Potter on this list?
I would imagine so.
I mean, I don't see Harry Potter.
You're scrolling really fast, to be fair.
The Gulag
Archipelago.
We should really stop reading this because it just proves that I don't know how to read. Heart of India, No, and then Harry Potter would be between those two.
I can't imagine why someone would ban How to Make Disposable Silencers.
What? Yeah, no, right? An example of a class of books banned in Australia that promote, incite, or instruct in matters of crime or violence. What? Now they're going to tell me that the Anarchist Cookbook is banned. Thank God it's not actually a full physical book they ever released, right?
Have you ever actually looked at the Anarchist Cookbook?
See, my brother went through a phase.
Oh, hey, look, there it is.
What? Called it.
Also banned in Australia.
They were really afraid of people rising up against Australia.
Australia bans a lot of things.
Yeah.
Where do you sit on the concept of banning literature?
I believe that it's not American to ban literature because we have freedom of speech in our country. And when you start putting limits on the freedom of speech, really it's not... the next step is just taking our guns at that point. They can't take our guns. Because they have words on them. No one's even thought of that. Just write words on your guns. Then they can't take them, David.
It's an interesting philosophy. I like.
It's like we have freedom of speech in this country too.
America.
In America.
Alright, but America aside, where do you stand?
I think you shouldn't ban any information. Information is power, so I can understand that they wouldn't want everyone knowing how to build atomic weapons. So in that regard, I understand making it more obscure and hidden, but ultimately, I'm a big fan of everything just being readily available to the consumer, to the people who want to know things.
Mm-hmm.
So banning books would prevent that, so I'm against it.
I once heard an analogy that has always stuck with me, and that's someone described God being like knowledge, but you can't destroy God. But you can destroy a book which is filled with knowledge and is
Not if it's on the internet.
no. But destroying a book is like unto destroying God himself.
Interesting. Very interesting. Remember in The Day After Tomorrow, that one guy who was protecting the Gutenberg Bible because it was like one of the first books ever printed?
Yeah.
And he's like, they're like, you must be really religious. He's like, no, I'm an atheist. I just love books.
It's one of the most profound, important works of literature ever is the Gutenberg Bible. It was the first printed book.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting the advances we get because of religion. What?
Animal Farm was banned.
Really? Huh.
Where?
By George Orwell. Yeah.
1943-1945. Allied forces found this entire book to be critical of the USSR, and therefore the text was considered to be too controversial to print during wartime.
Really? That'd be really funny if you make a really awesome and epic book that was relevant to the time. I mean, it's not like it was...
We
posted-
banned it in America because it spoke out against communism.
It's like, whoa. We can't let people know why we don't like communism.
We can shoot them, but don't talk bad about them.
They might be offended by that.
That's something we tend to care a lot about, is whether or not people will be offended by the things we say.
I'm not very worried about it, to be honest.
I think you have a lot of worry in you. I don't think you like offending people.
I don't like offending people, but I don't think about the things I say before I say them.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, I'm not worried. You
Okay.
know?
What else has been banned?
The Bible.
Have you read Animal Farm?
I have a long time ago.
That is
I also
really...
saw a cartoon based on it, I think.
It is one of the most depressing books I've ever read in my life.
I can see that.
It's such... Hey, there's...
Wait, more depressing than the monster at the end of this book?
Yeah.
So I was really upset to find out that the main character was the monster at the end of that book.
Right. Hey,
Okay,
Hold on.
continue, sorry.
what I was going to say was... There are two schools of thought about two authors who wrote quite a bit about the pitfalls of society, and those two authors are George Orwell
George Orwell.
versus the school of thought of, say, what's the name of the guy who wrote Brave New World? It's
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
That wasn't Orson Welles, was it?
It was not. It
Brave New
was
World. Aldous
Huxley. Aldous Huxley. Now, Aldous Huxley believed that we would be drowned in irrelevancy. Like, our entire worlds would be surrounded. Like, you know, it's very difficult to care about a single piece of important news if it's surrounded by totally irrelevant, equally loud news.
Okay.
Whereas Orwell thought we would be surrounded and controlled by fear and pain, Huxley believed that we would rather be opiated. You know, just truly medicate ourselves till we don't care and be surrounded by things so much information that it's meaningless.
So isn't he kind of right in that sense, though?
I do think he was right about that.
Because, I mean, look at our society with our iPads, our computers, and all. We have some serious problems going on in our world, and I could care less.
Because there's so much information about it, we can't get accurate information.
It's like, am I supposed to believe what Fox News wants me to believe, or CNN wants me to believe? My dad would say Fox News, because they're fair and balanced.
When it comes to society, I think Huxley was absolutely right. But when it comes to government, I tend to think that Animal Farm is about as real as it gets.
Definitely.
But I think we're running out of time. Should we start saying goodbye?
Yeah, I mean, you brought up some excellent points, definitely, and I think like we've did a really great podcast for the first episode for our website. It's
Yes,
so
we did.
big, and it can scroll, baby. It possibly even has a banner.
I really feel like we should have had a fact sheet for our first website episode.
Okay, you know what? You make a fact sheet, and we will have a fact sheet.
I will
sir.
make a fact sheet.
No, I challenge you, sir. Make that fact
You
sheet.
can't tell me to make a fact sheet, because I'm going to make a fact sheet without you telling me to do it. That's how it's going to happen.
Okay, so make one.
Can't do it now. You just told me to.
Okay.
But next week, we'll definitely be talking about spoilers for Frozen. So, you've been warned. You got, maybe a week, maybe a month. God knows how long.
I do have one spoiler. It's cold.
It is
Wear a
cold.
jacket.
It is so cold.
So very cold. Catch you guys next time.
Have a good week.